Good evening. Welcome to WooTube. How are we all doing tonight? Hope we're all well. Indeed. Hello, Phil. How you doing? So tonight, bit of a extra special thing going on. I am joined by one of my favorite people in the Netrunner community. You all know her as AnarchoMushroom. I will get her to introduce herself now. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is AnarchoMushroom, or best people know me as AnarchoMushroom. I am also known as Podrig in real life, and yeah, I play a lot of Eternal. It's my thing, I guess. Yeah, that's my very shoddy introduction.
I think I do I do associate two things with you. Uh, Eternal and decks which run Drago, and I don't know what that says about you, but
It says everything about me.
I think it's probably a pretty decent kind of synopsis, I would say, but
Yeah.
yeah. So how have you been? I haven't seen you since UK Nats. It's been a long time. I'm looking forward to. I assume you're going to Worlds. Are you going to Worlds? I would hope so.
I will be at Worlds. I'll be playing
Obviously.
Eternal at Worlds on the Friday.
Obviously.
I already called dibs on that in my in our team. I was like, I am playing Eternal on the Friday, so I'll be at Worlds. And if I scrub out and don't make day two, I'll probably be playing Eternal side events on day two as well. And I'll be at UK Nats as well. Fingers crossed.
Marvelous.
So.
I am slightly sad because UK Nats it's potentially on the same weekend as my wife's birthday, which might make it a little tricky for me to make it. I think it's looking less likely to happen this year, which is a real shame because it was an absolute blast last year. But if I can swing things and work out a way around that, I'll need some significant loophole. Then yeah, we'll see. Let's never say never.
Just come along for the emo night. That's all.
I mean,
that's
about
all
with
we need to be there.
It's like tempted. It's like we could do something for Liz on the Friday, and then I'll just travel up, get there about 11 p.m. on the Saturday. That's when everything kicks off. Everyone knows that's what's we're there for.
Exactly.
But yeah, we shall see. I'm not gonna say it's a definite no yet, but yeah. Fun weekend. I've been at a festival, hence the headband, because my hair is still not in any state that it can be shown on camera. Also watched a bit of wrestling yesterday. Did you catch All In yet? Have you caught any of it? Have you been spoiled? Should I shut my mouth in case you're going to be watching it over the week?
You can talk about spoilers. I know all the results.
Right.
But I haven't seen any of the show itself yet, but I've heard nothing but excellence.
I think it was good.
Top to bottom, just great.
Yeah. I'm slightly gutted I wasn't there in person, but they've already announced that they're coming back to Wembley next year, same weekend. So I think I will pretty much definitely be there next year. But yeah, a very fun show. If you're a little bit into your wrestling, but you haven't caught on to AEW, then I recommend it. It was a good crowd there. But we're not here to talk about wrestling today. We are here to talk about Eternal, which is slightly terrifying for me because it's not really something that I've jumped into, and with good reason, because today I was like, what I was planning to do was I'll throw together a couple of Eternal decks as well. It is not I'm used to building decks. I'm a deck builder. That's my main thing. And I'm used to building them with a large part of the card pool available to me. I consider much more of the card pool available material than most other people. But looking at I'm just absolutely stuck for the amount of things which I could put in the deck, but making 45, getting this down to 45 cards or whatever is nigh on impossible, and also knowing that I'm still going to get absolutely ruined by a variety of things. It was kind of interesting. I made a good attempt at one thing, which I might try playing on stream against you later, and we'll see what happens. Because I did want to I wanted to have a think about what new things or reasonably new things have come out, which might be exploitable. Um, but yeah, like just knowing where to start is really hard. How do you go about sort of putting together eternal decks, or do you like who makes the eternal decks nowadays? Like who's doing this?
So yeah, it's really hard. Deck building is like an incredible like craft and skill in and of itself. Like the advice that everybody gives is don't try build your own decks when you're getting into the game, because building decks in Netrunner is like a whole other separate skill that takes time to refine and work on and build on. So it's already a very difficult skill. Multiplied then by the fact that you are dealing with all 1,400 cards ever printed in Netrunner, including just some of the most powerful busted abilities that have ever been printed. So it's the community kind of basically, I think a good kind of jumping off point, and where I kind of advise people who want to kind of like have a look at Eternal, or they want to try out Eternal, is look at old decks from the past, from like historically powerful decks, and basically go, okay, well, how can we, what obvious improvements are there, and kind of go from there. So this works pretty okay on runner side. You look at something like you look at say like Reg Crim. Andy was obviously incredibly powerful for a very long time. You can kind of just take an older Andy deck and make a couple of changes, add in some of the new breakers and new money cards, and you can basically make yourself like 90 to 95% of a pretty good Eternal deck, and you have a pretty good base to work off of. For something like CI combo decks that don't have access to accelerated diagnostics, it's a little bit different. Or maybe something like the ob decks, which are obviously completely brand new. They are they require a little bit more thought and kind of uh, exploration of the card pool. You look at the ob decks and you suddenly see Mark Yell is a bit of an all-star, because it is a one cost that you can trash itself and get Rashida or Spin Doctor,
Yeah,
which is, it was a card that saw play in fun, janky Titan decks, but in Eternal Ob, it's like just so handy and so versatile, purely because it says it has a trash can and it
yeah,
costs one.
and that was it. I mean, I was like, I could definitely put together an ob deck. There's I know that there's loads of stuff which I can look through, but it was just an absolute onslaught of like, okay, I have no idea how to pare this down into something which is going to make a reasonable deck. Because also, I don't know what what the runners that I'm going to be coming up against are. I mean, we've got 3 runners to look at and play tonight. But it's like, what ice is good when you can choose all the ice that's ever been printed. And it's like, obviously some is better than others. I mean, Tour Guide is like an incredibly busted ice, which now is kind of interestingly completely turned off by Hush. If people start playing Hush, right, this does nothing.
Yeah, I think Hush is some slightly underexplored space in Eternal. I think it fits
Yeah,
into stuff like I think Wizard really likes it, because Wizard, like, you res a tour guide against an MK Ultra, and MK Ultra is just so upset because you're suddenly like, I have to pay 6 to 9 credits to get through this tour guide, and you feel horrible about it.
yeah.
Um,
And I mean, I'm just like, if you look through like just the ice uh which you've got in here. I mean, I guess like the Excalibur and Mother Goddess, it doesn't do anything against. But I kind of feel like the only other things that you're playing in Eternal like are ice that have those kind of like abilities, right?
Hmm.
Like you're maybe playing IP blocks, or like there's gold farmers here. Like maybe you're playing um uh, uh even like wraparound, because I guess that maybe sort of AI breakers are probably like, I guess, like leaned on a little bit more in Eternal than anything else, because like getting a full rig up is, I mean, who's got time to do that when your game's over in 4 turns, right?
Yeah, like you don't have like the only kind of big rig kind of control deck in the format would be Haley, and
Yeah.
that's like she has access to StimHack, Simulchip, or StimHack, SMC, and her ID abilities, so she can actually build up that big board pretty quickly. But even
Hmm.
then, like Haley, like it's not even a case of of like the rig, like you lean on AIs because you don't have time to set up a big rig. It's also that like corps don't really care too much about keeping you out because they know that there's tons of ways to keep for the runner to get into your servers. So
Yeah.
the ice is really only there as like a deterrent, or you have the grail ice, which are there to like you know against you look at replicating perfection, that really likes Excalibur because it limits what centrals they can run on to turn off your ID ability.
Yeah.
Mother Goddess just completely shuts down siphons and stuff, does nothing for you. It's not going to keep a runner out, but if it stops that turn one siphon, maybe that lets you combo out a turn or two quicker than if that siphon had landed. So yeah, it's you have to kind of think about ice differently, and like you think about like the ways in which runners can break ice as well. It's just a completely different dynamic to that side of the game, and it's kind of why you look at it's funny then because you look at a dedicated ice deck, something like Mati, which wants to score out behind ice and kind of glacier up a bit. Those decks actually struggle because once they build up their scoring remote, the runner would have drawn through most of their deck and has made a ton of money off crowdfunding or Blue Moose or Temujin, and getting through, this big chunky ice, it's not actually that difficult because it turns out you also have access to the best breakers ever printed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at this. I mean, the Haley deck's got lady in it, right? Oh no, it doesn't actually have a lady. Doesn't have
yeah,
lady.
yeah. So this was I remember chatting with so the Haley list that I published. Shout outs to Analyze Chris, who came up with the original kind of 45. I made a couple of tweaks. It used to actually play Faust,
Yeah.
because it turns out Laguna, Velasco District, and Faust is a really good
Yeah.
way of just getting through any ice you want. Inti, if you look at the breakers that get played in Eternal, or sorry, the barriers,
Mm.
it's border control, it's gold farmer, it's IP block, and it's hive. Um, and most of those, like IP block, you can just trace through. Hive, okay, that's a bit of a problem, but you do have Ngolo, if you really need to deal with it.
Yeah.
And the decks that are playing Hive, you win elsewhere.
Yeah,
You're
because
not like
they're probably going a little slower anyway. Like I would imagine. Like if you're playing Hive, I guess you're definitely not trying to score out, are you? If you're playing Hive, you're just, you're
yeah,
just trying to kill
if
them
you're playing
somehow.
Hive, the decks that used to play Hive would have been kind of older ob decks before they kind of got a bit more refined,
Mm.
and then also Gagarin. Gagarin used plays 3 copies of Hive because it never wants to score out. It is just a big, big barrier. But again, the Haley deck wins via other means against Gagarin, usually by shutting off their kill combo or index locking them or just decking them, which is
Yeah.
hard to do. You kind of have to kill all their museums and stuff, but you know, you're playing against museum deck, you're in it for a long while.
You kind of hope that you've got either a real good win con, or you've got eternal some kind of eternal credits going on, which you can have here. I mean, we've got
Oh, you can.
crowdfunding. Ace of Pawn Shop is a pretty good start. Blue Moose to cap that off, like uh, in the Haley deck, for instance. Um, cool. So the other thing we should mention is actually is why we're doing this. And
Hmm.
that is because let me see if I can pull up the right screen. It's around here. Here we go. So there's two reasons. Or there's three reasons really. So number one is if you are coming to Worlds, you might have noticed that the Crown of Servers event this year is going to be run in three separate formats. So your team of three, instead of playing three different decks, you're going to be playing three different formats. So there's going to be one player playing startup, one standard, and one eternal. Um, which is kind of nuts and a little bit interesting and kind of a real curveball to the usual way. But I'm quite excited for just seeing what comes out of this because it gives this really interesting kind of thing of watching a table of people, one of them playing with a card pool of, what will it be, about like 120 cards at that time, I guess,
Mhm.
or startup, and one playing Eternal, where yeah, the world is your oyster. Um,
Yeah.
might give you food poisoning. Can't promise, but it won't. Um, So, so some people who maybe haven't really played much Eternal before might end up playing some Eternal, because someone in
Mhm.
your team's going to be playing Eternal. Um, and then, kind of tied into this, or Yasengrin has announced two Eternal tournaments, which are both online. So wait, have I missed one? Did I miss one? Yeah, that one was on the weekend, right? When I was
There was one on Saturday,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I was in a field.
I also missed it. I was hungover on Saturday, hence why I didn't get to play. But I got to watch the stream, and there was some very very interesting decks
I might have to
on display.
I might have to go back and check now. I had zero signal for the entire weekend, so I was kind of completely out of the loop of what was going on and happening. But there is another one coming up, so this is going to be Rotai says very, very, very interesting decks. I will be checking out that stream in that case. Um, then so the next one is in about 2 weeks' time. So not this coming Sunday, but the next Sunday, September the 10th. Um, and that is at 5 o'clock PM UTC. So pretty good for British players, and I'd imagine that like works out as the sort of morning for the kind of for the US players from I think that's a pretty good time all round for anyone who's not Australian or in New Zealand. Um, sorry, MBK. I know he enjoys a little bit of Eternal every now and then.
He
And
actually played on Saturday.
did he?
He was able to squeak it in. Yeah.
Excellent. That's good. I'll have to check out what he was on because I always enjoy his decks. Um, so yeah, so we've got some Eternal contests coming up that have happened, and then also tied into both of these things, obviously, Anarcho yourself um, put up some Eternal lists for people to play, just so that you can kind
Mhm.
of dip your toes in, maybe get a feel for some of the things which might be happening, or just so that there's some decks out there if you did just want to join in and not have to worry about building your own decks.
Yeah.
Um, you can find these on Netrunner DB, but very handily on the Null Signal website here in the blog, right near the top at the moment. If you find this post entitled Eternal Deck Lists, it'll tell you a little bit about the stuff coming up, and then we've got the lists all here nicely so that we can find them very easily on um, on NRDB. Shall we kind of quickly kind of go through them, and you can do a brief like rundown of what your what the deck's trying to do, and then we can play a couple of games and see how badly I lose.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm in for that.
Marvelous. So let's start here. We've got rewiring CI. So
Oh
I
yeah.
am somewhat familiar with brain rewiring. This was uh, from before my time. But essentially, it explained to me and the people out there what this deck exactly is kind of aiming for.
So CI, if you're not familiar with it, should immediately, if you're getting into Eternal, if you sit down across a CI player, you should immediately expect some combo nonsense. Um, it's a very unassuming looking piece of text on the ID, but what it translates into is that when you combine it with violet level clearance and ultraviolet clearance, that draw you cards and gain you money at the same time, you can have it so that you're able to hold 20 odd cards in your hand, which one of the big problems with combos in Netrunner is that you'll hear is you're limited to 5 cards in your hand. So if you're trying to assemble this multi-card combo, CI makes it very, very easy for you. There's multiple different ways CI can combo out. There's combo kill. There's scoring, 5 to 7 points in a single turn. There was a new combo CI combo deck from the weekend that I might play tonight, and it's very very fun. But this one is all based around an agenda called Brain Rewiring, which is a 3-1 that says when you score it, you can pay X credits, and if you do, the runner adds X cards from the grip at random to the bottom of the stack, and then they draw a card. What you are looking to do in this deck is you are looking to, in one turn, score Brain Rewiring and score Show of Force. And what you do is you score Brain Rewiring, pay however many credits you have, or however many credits uh, equal to the number of cards the runner has, and then you immediately after score Show of Force to kill the runner in one turn. This does not require a run. It does not require any interaction whatsoever. So it can be extremely lethal. There's a couple of different lines that you have in the deck. The main combo line, which actually got buffed with the Automata Initiative with the printing of wage workers, is, I believe, it's shipment from Miramorph, installing wage workers and the 2 agendas. Shipment from Kaguya to advance both of the agendas. Biotic, then you get your wage workers click and you get the 2 clicks from Biotic, so you go back up to having 3 clicks. And then you do advance, advance, advance on the Show of Force, get another click back, and then you play Audacity on Brain Rewiring. You score Brain Rewiring, pay into the effect, score Show of Force, kill the runner. And you can do that you can do that scoring trick all in one paid ability window, so they don't get a chance to react.
That is insane. Um,
Um, there's
so
other lines you
if
have.
they
You can use red
wanted to
level.
if they wanted to clot here, where's the last point where they can clot?
They can clot before you play the Audacity on your
Okay.
last click. Is the
So like
last point that they
if you
have to clot.
kind of knew what might be up here, then you do have an opportunity to do it. I guess there is red level clearance and Cyberdeck's Virus Suite, so
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably in hand because like your entire deck's in hand.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, and you've a bunch of other different ways. You've contract killer as well. You can Audacity the contract killer, and use that to. So that's one of your lines against. So that's if you can't score the Show Force.
Hmm.
Say you don't have the Kaguyas or whatever, you have contract killer. You also have punitive, which looks really odd in this list,
Yeah.
but you can do brain rewiring. If you score the brain rewiring, if they stole a Vacheron the turn before, you can punitive them then. And ideally, you have like 50 million credits because you're CI. And yeah, you have a bunch of different ways you can kill the runner. The list that I published is pretty pure combo. There's no tech card, so there's no Malia. There's no best defense, which is another common tech card. So if you're worried about tech, I would be looking at those places and I'd be trying to find room for um, Malia's best defense. What else is good? I'm blanking on a bunch of tech cards. But yeah, that's what I because the deck struggles into Plascrete, obviously.
Hmm.
Paparazzi is another somewhat common card that's played. Um, I discovered that Leela really wrecks the combo. So Contract Killer is there for Leela as well. If the runner rebirths into Leela, or they have Hermes, you can score rewiring, res Contract Killer, and then they can't bounce you.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it's pretty tricky to play, but it's really really fun, and it can catch people completely off guard because when they sit down across CI, they don't know what to expect. It could be scoring out, it could be combo kill, it could be anything.
I guess I was just thinking about Plascrete being a problem. I was wondering if there was a way of getting Neurospike in here because that does net damage, and that might be a way around. I guess you'd have to drop the either the Contract Killer or the Audacity to find the punitive to find the influence for it. But that's then I think Plascrete's only meat damage, right? Is that right?
Plascrete only meat damage, yeah.
So maybe there's like some cheeky net damage effect that can be snuck in to get around that. But probably just getting rid of a Plascrete in some way is I don't know how you do that though.
Punitive helps if your opponent installs Plascrete, you can use punitive, and that does kind of help. Like if you you can have lines where you can score out brain rewiring. If you have enough money and clicks, you can do punitive, archived punitive, and hope that that's enough to get through the um the Plascrete.
Yeah. Phil just brought up something which I was also considering, like it over Contract Killer is maybe Angelique. I guess like you might
Oh,
not be at threat free, but like maybe you're going to be at threat free by that point. You would be,
you have
right?
11 agendas, and you can't really keep the runner out, so it is easy to leak points. The only thing is your 3 pointer is not a
Yeah.
3 pointer a lot
Yeah,
of the time.
Vacheron really screws with threat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, oh, my threat's turned on. Like, oh wait, no, it's not.
no,
It's
it
the one
isn't.
time Vacheron is like doesn't work in the corp's favor.
Yeah. Um, but there we go. It's good that it's not quite so stupidly busted. Um, but yeah, that's hilarious. Well, maybe rather than going through all these decks, as we've kind of explained this, and now I've got some idea of what this is. Uh, let's jump into a game. I'll play this CI deck, and you
Cool.
play whatever runner uh
What do I want to
you feel
play?
like against it. So I've got this one here. Um,
Look at my eternal decks.
as long as I can actually get a game up. Do a bit of jiggery pokery. Um, but yeah, I could actually like now having talked through it, I'm already kind of it's already got my kind of my deck builder side going, and I'm thinking, maybe I could try adding that instead, or this instead. So um, that's pretty fine. I run unironically find that mashing the reconnect button makes it work. Right, reconnect. Hey, it did. Oh, sick. Uh, um, right. What am I? I'm Corp. I'm Eternal. Let's do uh. I'll put a password on, and we'll just make it uh everyone can see my screen, but just so that oh no, I just write YouTube. Okay. Boom. Alrighty.
Let's. Okay.
Right. We're up against Andromeda. The one thing that oh my word, I'm mulliganing that hand. So the thing I'm worried about with Andromeda is that I'm just going to get siphoned into the ground, right? That's what I'm just assuming Andromeda is essentially going to probably be trying to do to me. Maybe
Yeah.
some other
So
stuff, but
it's
siphon.
pretty reg. Like you're basically just playing. Like Andromeda basically just wants to play the best blue crim cards or the best blue cards it can, with some others. But yeah, Siphon is possibly the best blue card you can play in Eternal.
So other than ice, do I have anything to protect against siphon here?
You bounce back on econ pretty well because you've got the clearances.
Okay.
You do have resible. You do have some resibles. So you're not totally screwed, but getting an early ice on it, getting like a Mother Goddess on HQ is very helpful.
Yeah. Let's do that, and then um, okay.
Okay. Um. Right.
Brotage says this feels like a tough matchup for CI. I'm going to say that anything is going to feel like a tough matchup because I am playing into a world that I'm unaware about.
You might be okay. This hand is the thing about Andy is Andy just plays like the best value cards she can. So in terms of dealing with combo decks, Andy struggles. Her main
Gotcha.
disruption is Siphon,
Yeah.
which is very powerful disruption, but she has no like clot. She's no Plascrete. She does have Aaron, which is pretty good.
Gonna say
But
that's got to be because you can draw a ton of cards with Aaron if you
you can
so need.
draw a card. Yeah, you can draw cards. You let them. You can't Aaron after the rewiring, but
That's
you
what I was gonna
can
ask.
like you can just draw, and force them to basically say, "How do you have like 10 credits or whatever
Yeah.
it is?" Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna turn it to Leela.
That's a decent start.
It's an
Um,
okay start.
that's
Okay, and then I'm gonna pretend to be Andy again.
okay. Double Andy. Throwing out a paperclip as well. Not that I don't know if we were on any barriers. I don't think we've got
You're
barriers.
not.
Um, so let's draw. Let's draw, and I will take a credit.
Sure. Okay, let's gonna do this
Uh-huh.
friendly chappy.
And we haven't really touched on Eternal points, the way that the Eternal
Yes,
decks are balanced. So I know that Amakua is on there. So we can play with a maximum of 7 points, I believe. That's correct, right?
correct. Yeah, so every deck has 7 points. There's a bunch of cards that are pointed, and you can spend those points um to play a play set of that. So you take for example, Siphon is 3 points. So that you can play 1, 2, or 3 copies of Siphon. They all cost 3 points. Like
Yeah.
what it's 3 of your 7, irrespective of how many copies you play. But it does make it interesting. It's kind of like it's almost like influence, where you're kind of trying to go like, okay, well, I've seen 5 points, so what can the remaining 2 be?
Mm.
And you do that interesting little. It's also a good way of It's not the best at balancing combo decks because they'll still just play the combo.
Yeah.
Um, but it is good for stuff like Andy, which just wants to play all the value cards it can possibly do. And so the points list is pretty good, actually. It's breaking up. You can't just play an Andy deck that shoves in 3 crowdfunding, 3 Temujin, 3 Desperado, 3 Amakua, 3 Outcount Siphon,
Yeah.
and just runs over everything.
Because I think that was a thing at one point, right? And it was just
Yes.
unbelievably busted. And you can.
It was. You just couldn't ban it out. Like, there was just, you had to ban like a million cards, and that just kind of goes against the kind of ethos of Eternal. I'm also
gonna get siphoned.
You're gonna get siphoned.
Okay, so let me work out here whether I res.
I don't think you want to.
Annoyingly, I'm like, there's reasons, but gonna be a credit off here. That's very upsetting. No. Might show my I don't know if you expose it or not, but it might tell you exactly what that ice is or isn't.
Okay, we will siphon and throw out that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. So now I have a hand size of 5, which is not so great. So I think I just click for credits here because I guess it's like this is a terrible idea, but I feel like this is an awful play, but I'm also gonna play it anyway, and I'm gonna put that there.
Okay. I am. What do I want to do? I think I'm just going to get this down.
Oh no! There's one Cyberdex in this deck, right?
There's one Cyberdex.
One Cyberdex. Okay. Right, fine. I didn't lose yet. Huh? Let's play this card. It's a big card.
That is a good card.
That's a pretty good card. We're gonna install. This. Yeah.
Okay. Puts a minor dent in my fun.
I'm just here to make the dents.
It's got to slow me down enough.
You're Leela, so I will res.
Okay. Let's see some cards. Oh, that's a good one.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's I feel a little bit bad for what I'm about to do.
No, you can deja vu and then siphon me, and
no, it's worse.
Oh gosh! Oh, you just got one in hand. Okay, second in hand. Deja vu in hand. Second in hand. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Right. Well, let's res this. Ouch.
Let's just do this.
Yeah, why not? I can click for free and get a free click. Okay. Fine. I think clicking for free is definitely the start here. So we're going to click for free. And then I get to choose to do something. On
the plus side, that's potentially all my siphons gone.
I do not believe you. Uh, not even in the slightest. So
This is actually where I
it's almost
was
Siphon's gone
on.
right now in the immediate future. Okay, so let's. So now it's like tricky whether it's like actually worth. Let's just keep gaining some more money. Uh, down to 5, eh? That's going to be awkward. Okay, we'll get rid of that, and that.
On the
Oh,
plus side, I think you only need like 10 credits for the combo.
okay. Well, that is a plus side. That. Another one? Okay. How many spin doctors do I have in here? Two?
Do you have two or three? Did I put two in?
I feel like there's only two in this. I think I
There's
noticed.
two. There's two.
Okay. Good. It's absolutely fine. I'm not worried.
Alrighty, let's. Okay, that's good. Let us. Do I just go ham here?
I see very little reason that you don't. Like
Yeah,
this,
I'm just trying to think like,
it's credit neutral for you to run it.
yeah, I can just keep running R&D here.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I hope swearing's allowed on your
Oh
stream.
yeah. That's. I'm sure that's fine at this point. I think as long as you don't say anything immediately off the top, then I don't get immediately shut down for any reason.
That's good. Okay.
Um, gonna be seeing a few cards here.
Okay.
At least like Leela is useless right now.
Leela
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Leela's doing nothing for you.
Oh, that's okay.
Huh? Mm-hmm.
Then
It's not like I'm gonna be able to punitive you.
I feel I'm a bit safe from punitive. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Maybe I like put in one closed accounts without you knowing.
I hope you. You know what? I actually hope you did because that sounds sick.
Like I have like the one thing that I'm thinking with like with my corp deck building is that like I get a feeling people float a lot of tags, right?
So
Um
this was what. So I was on Jeff's stream a couple of weeks ago. We were playing an Eternal League game.
yeah,
Shout out, by the way, to the GLC Eternal League. If you fancy trying out Eternal in a very, very casual, no stakes setting, they have a weekly Eternal League. It's very, very fun. Highly recommend it. Very cool vibe, very chill vibe. So, uh, yeah, shout out to GLC, shout out to Ginevra for running that every week. But yeah, we were playing our league game and we discovered so CI's one of CI's big like problems in the format, irrespective of which version, is Siphon Max,
yeah,
which just wants to siphon you a bunch, recur it with Katorga Breakout and Deja Vu and same old thing, and then eventually use DLR to just kind of close out the game
yeah.
once it has a lock on you. We discovered, somewhat accidentally, that greasing the palm is an amazing CI card in Eternal because it helps fix one of your worst matchups.
Yeah, I am not surprised by that in the slightest because I've been having a lot of fun with greasing the palm in standard, and I also fell into the fact that I was playing a deck which was trying to land tags in purple, and I couldn't work out what my tag punishment was, and and it was like 4 games in before I played a Greasing the Palm, and it said, "Do you want to add a counter?" And I went, "Ah, I've put 3 cards in this deck, which are really good tag punishment." Which then wasn't like I was like trying to work out how many like hypoxias I was playing and things like that, and I was just like, wait, I've got a like this is way better. Like, yeah, it was great. Firstly, hey Cabra Bubbles, how are you doing? Saying nice to get in after a bank holiday day out for a cozy Eternal stream. Yes, exactly. And Rotage bringing up, yeah, even Jinteki is dangerous with new cards, and that's what I was wondering. I was wondering about like maybe yes, come on. um, so you're saying there's a chance? Less of a chance. Okay, well, there's still one in the deck. Yeah, I was wondering whether like maybe there's none in the deck.
I know.
I think that's like I think it's impossible for me to win now, right? I mean, I technically have ways to fast advance.
If you can score an FCOM,
no, I think we can.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I have. I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make a tweak, which I'm not gonna tell you about, and then we're gonna play again. Okay. So, but now I need to work out like what I can do here. Okay, right. So, yeah. After you work out what to like. Okay, so I'm gonna edit this. We're gonna take out this. I'm gonna take out this. I'm gonna play one of these. What's it called? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there's what is it called? I can't ask you because okay. I'm gonna have to look it up because my brain's like not really. I mean, I'm gonna blame it on the festival.
Look, it's a good reason. It's a good blame.
It's a good blame. I've probably got them in here, right? I have not got them in here. Have I got them in? I haven't got them in there. Why is my like? Normally I'd ask stream at this point. Oh. They'll be in. They'll be in this. They are. Yes, this is the card I want. As soon as I can find my screen again. Okay, so we're gonna put in one of them. It's probably enough. Or do we put in? Maybe we put in a. No, that's like 5 influence. We can't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got a little bit of. Okay, so we can play like. Yeah, so we could play in one of these. Okay. Yeah. I'm
very excited.
Fine. And then is there any other like sneakiness that I can do? Probably not. Let's just go with that for now. We'll see what happens. Okay. We're just gonna roll this back. I need to select Corp and I need to select Eternal. Let's not forget that. Very important.
There's Andy. There's Andy.
Boom. Okay. I did also have like what I thought was a pretty bad start. It turned out to be quite a bad start, but it was better than my original opening hand, which was 4 agendas, which felt
Okay, that would have been
pretty
awful.
pretty bad. Yeah.
um,
Um,
this hand is.
I also haven't seen a single violet level clearance yet, which. But yeah, I was going to say there's definitely three in this deck.
Oh yeah, there's easy 3. It's like the
Sure,
first. It's
there's
the
three.
first card you put in the deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have imagined so. Okay, so let's draw a card.
Mhm.
Um, gain a credit violet level. I think I don't. Oh, I do have to throw out a card. Okay, fine. We will throw out. So hard knowing what to throw out here. This is like
I know.
next to impossible. So I'm going to throw out that.
Right. Well, good news for you. I don't have a click one
Okay.
siphon.
Well, you have 9 cards and no siphons. That feels
9
great.
cards and no siphon. The odd that's like not totally impossible odds, but like it's.
I assume
Sorry,
you mulliganed as well, right? Because you.
and I mulligan, so
Yeah,
no
wow.
siphons in 18 cards.
That's. Yeah. Okay.
Relax.
This is where you like click one deuces, draw, siphon. Ooh.
Do
Thoughtful
this
Grant.
and
Hey, who
go.
remembers currency?
Oh yeah.
uh, oh,
Good
oh,
start.
that's a shame.
Try again.
Oh,
Good
there's.
start.
Well, at least my hand's like easier to deal with now, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, throwing out tail. Well, we'll just smash this button and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's put that one right there.
Good hit. Good hit. Okay, let's.
Oh,
Okay.
I've lost my chatbot. Where have you gone, chatbot?
Peek at R&D.
Okay. Really sorry, chat. I might have just missed out on anything that was said in the last 2 minutes, so apologies. Axu, how you doing? Very good to see you. Do I don't I don't know whether I want to put like a wage workers just out in the open. I probably don't, right? Because
You do
they,
have 3, so you can kind of afford to use 1 to get some tempo going,
I'm also
but
just
you
worried
do
about you
need to
like
save them
running
for
it
your
for
combo turn.
turtle. Yeah.
And yeah,
Uh
charging turtle also not ideal.
yeah. So I think I'd like go this. I think I'm clicking for a credit and then hitting this. Kind of feels alright. Like not the worst.
Pretty decent
Um
start. Um, okay, let's. I think I just want you to start spending money.
Let's see if I can see what was being said in the chat. Hopefully I can see it here maybe. Oh, this is probably terrible because that's showing up on screen. Okay. I do have the chat back up now. You have a boomerang. Yes, of
I do.
course. Um, well, I definitely res because I need you to spend that boomerang.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. Let's. I just take a poke on R&D. I don't think. Yeah, none of your ice is particularly. Unless you've been really cheeky and put in something like a brainstorm, which you know what? If you did, I deserve that.
uh,
I secretly hope this is Brainstorm now.
I wish it was. Considering, think I let you through here. Rotage says we all hope. Rotage 100% hopes it's a brainstorm. Uh, he just would rather I just type summon brainstorm right now. I would imagine.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, he is the guy who there is video evidence of him getting a Brainstorm pseudo kill on former world champion Chris Dyer.
uh, Also, Phil coming in with brainstorm being their favorite draft card, which yeah, I can see it always landing in draft.
Oh yeah.
Rotage killed Cobra Bubbles with a brainstorm within the last year. Dang. Also, guys, it's Core Storm now, all right? So, right. I think we just bam, bam, credit that. Feels. I've actually overdrawn. Oh no,
Oh,
that's less money than I thought. I need to actually. Oh no, I don't want to add that. I want to press this one so I can see all of my cards.
oh,
Right.
please give me bad publicity.
Absolutely not. So without looking back over exactly what I need to keep in hand, I think I can get rid of one of them. Keep these. I think I can get rid of one of them. Oh, and one more. Tricky.
Hmm.
Maybe. One of them. Okay. I think I have a legal hand.
Okay. It's a very big hand.
It's a very big hand.
Let's try drawing some cards. These are decent cards.
Uh, oh, Cobra Bubbles was Rotage's first. No, but his last brainstorm kill. I read that as first brainstorm kill for a second there, and I was like, what? And he does say until Worlds 2023. Dot dot dot.
We can
Yes.
only hope.
I mean, basically, what we really just want on the stream on the Friday is Rotage rezzing a brainstorm and a shot of their opponent's face. Um, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. 4 strength, eh? It's a
Four
useful
strength.
amount of strength.
Good amount of strength to have.
Very useful.
Let's try. I think I'm happy to just force you to spend money. Get your hand size low. Now we're in danger territory. Although you threw out a Kaguya. Well, that's worrying if you threw out a Kaguya, though.
Uh, this is like still worth it, I think, because it costs you 1 credit if you want to
Yeah,
break it.
I can get in, but do I like my hand enough? I think I do, actually.
Okay.
And then I think I'm just going to do strictly better clicking for credits.
Yeah. Uh,
Let's throw out this.
okay. Ooh, choices here. I think the correct choice. Tell you what, if you are playing this in person, bring a music stand. Would be my advice. Let's go like this, this, this. Augustus Caesar, so tragic. I'm late to an Eternal stream. What is up? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, you haven't missed much. You missed me getting absolutely wrecked by Andy game one. We've run it back. I have adjusted the deck and either made it worse or better. We will find out. Um, and we'll move on to something else after this. I will.
Hmm.
Uh, Potentially move on to me playing a runner deck and getting killed turn 3.
It is the most common way you lose games in Eternal is just fucking dying.
I'm not on Digital Life. I was looking very hard at Digital Life CI, but then I was just like, I just don't understand like the other things which I need to put in CI when I was trying to build my own CI, because I was just like, Digital Life CI must make an absolute ton if it wants to, and you could also click for 2 credits, play your Digital Life, which is a great way to bounce back from a siphon, I think. Okay,
Oh, geez, yeah, that's decent.
so I think I just purge here.
This is a good purge, yeah.
It feels like the right time to do it.
Okay, that has to be an Excalibur, which sucks. I think I draw. Okay, I'm gonna play a leech.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, I could get destroyed here. I don't know what changes he's made to the deck.
How much is your MU? No, I haven't stuck a.
Oh,
uh,
that would be excellent.
okay, I'm trying to res some ice. Jaina is not enjoying it. Aha, I have realized a mistake. So I will let you
Uh,
through.
did you forget that Mother Goddess
Yes,
was
yes,
unique?
all right. Sometimes I look. It's just not a card I've played for ages. Oh, damn it! Let's just say I
Okay, that's
choose. I choose not to res these archives.
interesting. Um,
Oh, it was a
okay,
good purge.
it
Yeah,
was a good
it was a
purge.
good purge. It's looking like a much worse purge now, right? Please draw a red level clearance. Did not draw a red level clearance. It is a small diamond. This is very true. Like, right, let's throw that in the bin and put that there.
Okay,
Um, is there like anything else we wanted to do here? Like maybe, uh, no, I think we just like gain 2 credits. Feels awful, but I think it's correct. Uh,
hmm.
Yeah, Augusta's saying that they're not too sure about digital as a dedicated strategy, but it is great tech. And yeah, I kind of think that might be like its slot, because it just gets you back to exactly, or it gets you back to 1 credit more than you'd need to hold all the cards in hand. Anyway, um, could be a fun tech card.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's definitely worth the. I had kind of
yes,
written it off because I was like, well, CI is you already have the clearances, so all your digital life is doing for you is just gaining you more money. But in a format with Siphon and in a deck that gets so beat up by Siphon, it's actually worth a shout. Um, okay, let's.
Um, Rotage saying we've all forgotten that diamond. They certainly have. And worse for me, I remember building an entire deck. Yes, zombie has the correct line for me last turn. I completely missed it. Um. Okay. Fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can click this and this. No, that's just not worth it, is it? Because as we all know, um, I'm obviously gonna still click this, and
Mhm.
then I think this goes here. All right.
Ooh, okay. Feel like that is a spin doctor. Let's do Earthrise first. That's not a horrible draw. Okay. I feel like you are very close to comboing here. So I think I want to do a little pivot and
Mm-hmm.
try and dig.
Okay. Do I want to draw with potentially a spin doctor first? Let me think here. Or do I want... Hmm... Tricky. We'll choose this.
My hope here is that I can find agendas. One to win the
See,
game, but also to draw up with Aaron,
yeah,
which
I
will
was gonna
hopefully get
say
me out of kill range.
agendas are good for many reasons for you right now.
Okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
good. Third time's the charm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I get my
Okay.
card filling back.
It holds. So I think. Let me have a think about my start of turn here. I think the first thing I do is I use Spin Doctor because I want the shuffle. And then am I actually bringing anything back to my hand is the like really interesting thing. Or am I just purging?
This is also a decent purge.
Oh, yeah, this is like feels like a really good purge right now. I guess there's a chance that I could like if I don't purge, I can just hope that I draw the Cyberdex the Cyberdex virus street off something.
Mhm.
Uh, Zombie, I'm not 100% sure. I know that I don't have one of them. Um, hmm. I think I do spin to start with. Like, so let's put. I think it's probably these. Let's put this back, and we'll put this back. We'll start turn. Okay. Okay.
That was very decisive. Okay.
I don't have both of one of those things, zombie. That is my issue. I am missing. I'm missing one of those things. I have this, but I don't have the other thing. So yes, exactly, Augustus. You got it. I think I only need one of these. So I think So we either make a play for it. So like this, one, two. Hmm. There probably is Rotage. Rotage is asking if there's another combo, but like I'm not sure that I can work it out. I don't think there's another combo which is necessarily worth it. Maybe using this. Where is it? Maybe I can use. I've got one here somewhere. Just win by scoring out. That would be depressing, wouldn't it? Uh, I think the first thing I can do is I can just do one of these to draw some cards. Or I put. Is it better to just draw cards with red level, or is it better to put out Spin Doctor? Because it's kind of better to put out the Spin Doctor. Clicklessly. That draws me two. And his recursion. Uh, okay. Okay. This is probably fine. Right, so I think I just whack this, install this, and then, like, surely something happens? We'll find out. Right, so I'm just going to play this,
Okay. Yeah.
and then I'm going to find the sliver of a card to install here.
Okay.
Is there any shenanigans? No, because Light the Fire is remote
Let's
only,
remote only.
and I don't think you're playing it.
And I'm
I'm just
probably
gonna
not
I'm
playing.
gonna res it. I'm just
Yeah.
worried. I'm just playing around. I'm playing around whatever the current is, which I know you're not on because you're on corporate grant. But yeah, I'm gonna play around something ridiculous happening.
Always good, like good, sensible practice. Really.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Um.
just immediately purge, and maybe the actual correct response is to immediately purge. Uh
Oh,
oh, no,
you've disappeared.
my game. Wait. I think I can rejoin. I like.
Okay. Phew, 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 phew.
Okay. That's good.
Whew. Okay.
Decking out is another way to end the game. That is true. That will end the game.
So I think. Okay. You're gonna pop that at some point. I don't think there's any point in me running to force you. Maybe there is.
I'm going to
But I
mute
know you're gonna
this, and I
pop
don't
it.
think Anarcho can hear me now. Hopefully. Anarcho, can you hear me?
So I think.
Excellent. So
What are my outs here? I
I
can't get into anywhere
don't have a brain
meaningfully. I can get
rewiring in
into
hand.
archives
There's
once.
no brain rewiring here. What's going on?
I can't siphon you. I can't medium you. So
How have I not drawn one?
What is in this deck? Okay. I have one. I have two hits.
Uh. Oh right, yeah. I haven't switched back from chat. Sorry, I will do that now. So I think this.
I think I tried drawing first.
Is that better? That should be better.
That's useless. That's also useless.
Okay, this is sounding good for me.
Do I have to just make you have it?
Uh,
Check.
ooh, spicy femme fatale. I would imagine not because he's got boomerang. She's got boomerangs. So,
I might have. I'm trying to think. God, pop-up would be great right now. Okay, let's try drawing once more.
You couldn't install a polyp though, right? Like you'd have to make
Oh,
the
that's
run on
true. I wouldn't be
HQ.
able to get in. Yeah, very, very good point. Okay, let's. I'm reasonably confident I'm just dead, but we're gonna hope that he doesn't have it.
Okay, I draw a card. Great stuff. How do I not have it?
Oh my god! We live.
I mean, there might be something else in here which is it, but from what I have in my hand, I don't have it. Not yet, anyway. So this is where, like, I think if I was, yeah. So I have one option, which is to play this.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
All
start.
right. Okay. Right. Now I'm gonna try and do this without reading the instructions. This is gonna be like putting together IKEA furniture. So
I can't wait. Make use of the plus button beside where your
yeah,
hand is.
oh no, trust me, that's been like pretty much a feature. Okay, so we're gonna do. I really hope I've got everything I need here. So we're gonna do this to install. Definitely this, and this. Oh, I have to select the service as I'm doing it. New remote, and where was the third thing? What have I already installed? Right. I'm just gonna undo the click because I think I might have broken Jaina.
Yeah, sure.
Right, let's try this again. So I install this in. Something's already happened. Oh no. Okay. Do I have to? I'm gonna have to undo the turn because I think I've done
That's
something
okay.
like outside of a. I had. Oh, apparently I need to minimize the hand between installs. Okay, so I'm gonna just try and do this like. Right. So my turn was play red level clearance to draw 2 cards and gain a click. Then I'm going to hit this tiny sliver of a button to play shipment from Mirrormorph. I'm going to install. Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing, and we'll see. We will install a brain rewiring, which I finally found. I could not draw a brain rewiring for love nor money. We're going to install a show of force, and we're going to install a wage workers in a new remote.
All good things to
Yeah,
hear for CI.
yeah. So I'm going to res the wage workers. I have some money. That is good. I'm glad I have some money. Because I didn't check if I had enough money, but I think I do. So I'm going to play shipment from Kikuya. We're going to put one here, one here. Then I need to play one more thing because wage workers didn't see the RLC, and I need to play a biotic anyway. So biotic. So now I have 3 clicks. So I
Yes.
go. Oh, and I have this in hand. Okay, excellent. So I can just go. Yeah, in fact, there's potentially a few ways I could do this, right? I think because have you got anything really funky going on right now? Have you got any way of blocking the combo? You don't, right? Because
No.
Aaron will get counters, right? When I score one of these agendas, Aaron's going to get counters.
Yes, but there's
Can you then use them?
no. There's no window for me to use Aaron unless you're going for the contract killer kill. I can't use Aaron. When you
Okay.
score rewiring, that's it.
So I wonder if there's like a slightly cheekier way which I could have gone about this, but I'm gonna just see if this is possible because I think this is possible. I just go like uh advance, and we'll see if this if I'm wrong here. If I score this and pay yes, so we pay 5 credits.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost connection. I've reconnected. You have no cards in hand, and then
No cards.
I expend an Angelique, and I win. Yes. I didn't even have to do like I didn't even need to show a force. That's great. Amazing.
That is very good. Very, very good. Oh wait, no. Because
what?
I draw a card. Does Angelique? Angelique only does 1 meat damage.
When do you draw a card deck? Oh, because you draw one off the Brainwheel Iron. Okay,
Yeah.
so are they currently in your?
Yeah, because
It's
it's
because of
class
class
act.
act. Right. So Angelique doesn't work. But anyway, I'd have had to do the show of force, which I also could have done. Right? Like, if we, I'm gonna have to like roll back the turn. We'll right. So this is good. This is good to know because yes, because they've always got one card in hand, so you do need to do two. So Angelique
Yeah, you need to
doesn't
do
quite work. So also Neurospike wouldn't quite work off purely the brain rewiring, which is good to consider. So I drew two, gain this, hit this. This is great practice for actually like learning what to do here. Install a brain rewiring. Install Show of Force in a new remote. Install a Wage Workers in a new remote. Res the Wage Workers. Play a shipment. Play a Biotic. Am I gonna have enough credits here? I don't think I'm gonna have enough credits.
No, you should be fine.
No, don't score that yet. Then I need to oh yeah, because I'm audacitying here, right?
Yeah,
so,
you audacity for the last one.
Am I gonna have enough clicks? Is this gonna give me a click because of Wage Workers?
No, you've already got your Wage Workers click, but you don't need a click.
I don't need a click. I just need to score this one first. Pay 5 credits. But yeah, so if you could have drawn like 2 cards here, then I would not have enough money.
Yeah. And then you just score show first. Yeah, there we go.
And that's all in the same thing, so you can't Aaron. Woo!
Correct. You can't Aaron, you can't Haley out of Plasticrete, you can't react.
You couldn't even like pop a stone ship or something, could you? Because there's just no window at all.
Nothing at all.
Okay, that worked. That felt quite good. Angelique didn't work. Angelique is not correct. But there we go. I only had 3 influence left after I put in something spicy, so didn't come up, but that's fine.
What was the something spicy?
I just put in a market forces because
legit.
It feels like it could actually be like pretty great against if like Siphon is a problem, like surely you just like go, well, I'm going to take all your money and turn it into my money, and then we're pretty good to go. Right, let's look at one of these runner decks. So
I feel like knowing you, I feel like you've got your eye on a runner in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play the Haley one because but I also feel like this is probably the hardest one to play, right? Like,
it's probably the hardest runner to play, I'd say, because it does. You kind of need to think about what resources you have. There's your like knowing when to use like your there's basically a lot of thought about how you use your deck and how you establish kind of the lock.
Yeah,
but it is fun and it is powerful.
Okay, I'm also like, I've never really played DLR, so like I'm highly tempted to to try DLR Max. Maybe let's go DLR Max because this feels like the most eternal thing to me. Um, and like so just let's quickly run through this deck because we kind of did that with the rewiring CI. So I'm Max. I'm
Yeah.
going to draw a ton of cards. I'm going to try and account siphon you like 20 times, or just whenever I
Yeah.
can.
You are basically playing Account Siphon. You're playing 3 copies of Siphon. You have 2 copies of Katorga Breakout, which I think is a really cool card. Really helps in this deck from the Borealis cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You also get sort of slight buffs with Steel Skin and Strike Fund, which both trigger off of Max, her trash
Nice.
ability. So you can get a first turn where you start with 7 credits and you start with 8 cards in hand, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
That is pretty
Um,
sick.
and then your program suite, your breaker suite is 3 Eater because we don't care about accessing cards. We just want to siphon the corp over and over and over again. We have deja vus, we have same old things, and then we're going to end up tagged. You're not trying to clear tags in this deck, except in very, very niche circumstances. So what's the best thing to do when you're tagged? You DLR them, and you just mill, and you take away their outs back into the game.
Cool. And then we've got one of my favorite combos of Paparazzi and Wireless Net Pavilion, which should potentially keep us safe um, from being murdered, and trying to trash Paparazzis through Wireless Net Pavilions is quite hard, especially when you've been account siphoned for the last 4 turns.
Yeah, once the runner kind of drops a wireless net pavilion, it's kind of like, well, I guess they're tagged and I can't trash their resources because I need to spend 2 turns clicking for credits and then try to trash the WNP and hope they don't have a fall guy out to prevent me from trashing it. Which,
Oh,
if you're newer and you don't understand how that works, fall guy, the corp pays the click and the 4 credits to try and trash the resource, and then you fall guy, and those credits and that click are spent. So they need to do that for each fall guy you have, then do it for wireless net, then do it for paparazzi, and then ideally kill you. But in that time, you've siphoned them 3 more times.
sounds disgusting. Right, I think
It's pretty
we'll.
gross. It's maybe my favorite deck in Eternal right now.
Yeah, this feels very much like you. Giat saying, are there counters to the whole Pavilion Fall Guys shenanigans? There's potentially ways to do it cheaper, right? I guess if you all seeing eye them, do they have to like? How does that work? How does all seeing eye work with Fall Guy?
So Fall Guy will let you prevent. It still lets you prevent the trash, but it will trash everything else. So you can save a number of resources for each Fall Guy you have, and then everything else gets wiped. All Seeing Eye was used a lot in Gagarin decks because they could tutor it with Mumbad City Hall into Consulting Visit and get your All Seeing Eye. And they could loop that then using Museum of History. They could shuffle it back in, use MCH to get it back again, and they could just keep this loop over and over and stop you from setting up your anti-tag package. And then eventually they would just high-profile target you.
And I guess like Malia is pretty good tech against this, right? Because that just turns off paparazzi.
Malia is pretty great, yeah. It just blanks paparazzi, so don't be afraid to maybe play 2 paparazzis if you're expecting Malia. You do have this kind of like interesting kind of dynamic where you have to decide, do I play around All Seeing Eye or Malia, and like how do I play around both, like, in terms of playing multiple paparazzis. So yeah, you've a ton of options, but it's it's fast and brutal.
Nice. Yeah, I always found it really odd, like that paparazzi wasn't unique. It feels like a card which almost should be, but equally like there shouldn't be a reason for you to need to play more than one, and yet there are times when you need to play more than one. Kind of
Yeah.
nuts, kind of bizarre. Right, let's load this one up and see how this goes. Eternal. I think this Max is not that well positioned in the. Oh, hey Jeff, how you doing? It's not that well positioned in the meta, to be honest, but it is really fun, high-powered deck. That's what I feel like when I look at it. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, Jeff, one of the other big proponents of Eternal out there. I'm sure he's probably brewing some pretty sick for Worlds.
I
Speaking of
hope he
which,
is. Yeah, speaking of which,
um, cool. It's not like you're playing a card that's going to do about 20,000 meat damage. I think I'm mulligan this. Interesting. This is maybe a good card. If all
this
assets spam that showed up in the last turn, he gets scared off by wizard. It probably gets better. Yeah. My only. Oh, hello. Here we go. Uh oh. Okay. Might be in trouble. My only real experience of playing wizard was at Irish Nationals, right? It was Wiz, right? We
Oh
basically
yeah, we
played
played some
like
games of
played
we played games of Wiz versus Butcher Shop.
a day's worth of Wiz versus Butcher Shop because
Amazing stuff.
that was great. Like they were some really interesting games.
It's wild. 2015 Netrunner is a wild west.
So I feel like this is a very good card for me to play. I might draw first. Okay. Let's play that. Let's. I just have to get rid of the moons, right? Like
You
immediately.
do. It depends. Yeah, it kind of depends what currency you
So I
have and like
think I
what your
play
hand
this.
is like.
I don't know how this interacts with Ob. I'm gonna find out.
How Estelle works with Ob.
No, I'm wondering
Oh,
how Hacktivist works with Ob.
I believe Ob. Yeah, because it's an additional cost. So I think. Yeah. Oh no, it ignores credit costs. So I think yeah, Ob the Ob you still have to trash
You
a
still
card.
have to Hacktivist, yeah.
Jeff is in chat, so
All right, Jeff, tell us if we're wrong.
he's the Ob master. So
uh,
I
Jeff
think
says,
I'm
I don't think
gonna.
we should scare Ob that much. It's one of the closest matchups Ob does have. Although, if Wiz does for Rumour Mill, yeah, I guess Rumour Mill is probably pretty good versus Ob. Okay, we see a Jeeves. Speaking of Rumour
I'm gonna res all this because I don't
Mill.
care too much about the stuff in my hand. And then do I want to fetch? Do I care about this? I kind of do, but I also don't. What one costs do I have?
Yeah, saying Butcher Shop is peak Netrunner. I think after playing like a few games of it, I did find it fascinating to having never played it before, but playing it on a Sunday of Irish Nats and just watching the games with it and against it, like you certain games you're just like, how is this deck even beatable? And then oh yeah, okay, that's money. And then the next game you're like, well, it just didn't get off the ground. It's just hilarious.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, let's do this. That's fine. I'm gonna do this and this. And I forgot I have Jeeves, and I guess I'll do
You
that as well.
Augustus was playing Hannah. Yeah, I think Hannah Wheels. I think is like she was really kind of released with very little fanfare because it was one of those cards in like for like, oh, look at these cards which you're gonna get. I think she's actually pretty sick as a card. Right, let's draw a card. Okay,
Good start.
let's draw another card. Ah,
Mhm.
run a spin doctor. Um, David says, as one of the people on OB who got steamrolled, I'm also interested in how the matchup can be favored. Interesting. And then let's check one of these.
What's this?
Hmm. Um. Okay, so this is zero cost, so you can't shoot her with it, but you resin cards is like really good for OB.
It is, but it's awkward with hacktivist.
That is true. Hmm. I'm not going to trash that. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to throw out one of these. I'm going to throw out one of these, and I'm going to throw out Wireless Net Pavilion is Azerated, right? I can only play one. I can't play all three.
Yes, wireless net is once.
Yeah.
It is unique. Okay. Okay.
Ah, that's the one I wanted to run.
Oh, thank the heavens. Um, this is annoying because I can clear the current, but it means I won't get Jeeves value. So
Ooh.
I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide which I care about more.
I was
Pink.
gonna say because like in reality I could be no actually because if you're on high profile then you actually need like three cards. Well, no, you'd have to res server 7 and not lose one of your combo pieces to hacktivist, right?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think
I guess that just no, you can't do mad into double HPT, not without something.
no. Yeah, I think I just have to skip out of my Jeeves value this turn and
Boo.
do this because I want to do this.
Ooh. Okay. That's a card. I haven't been paying attention to what Max has been doing. I've kind of forgot I was Max. Okay. Kind of feel like Hacktivist Beating might be the best card in my deck right now. So,
Activist is pretty great in this matchup.
yeah.
Oh, cat. Apologies if you can hear my cat in the background.
I
She's
can, but that's absolutely fine. I think I need money first, which means I can't do everything I want to do here.
okay. Before you,
Yeah.
oh
Oh, before I play the Hacktivist?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah,
you play the
yeah, yeah.
activist,
Obviously,
I'm
obviously,
gonna
obviously, obviously.
res some things.
Absolutely, because that's fairly obvious that that is coming. Uh huh. Uh huh. Hmm.
And then I want to decide: do I want to use this Cybrid X to tutor something? But I don't think. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use Cybrid X
Yeah, David, I was going to ask how many Cyberdex virus suites were you on? Because I feel like, especially as it's influence free in Eternal, that's like an an instant free include, right? Like that's where you start with Ob, I guess.
You are free to continue, by the way.
Okay, drudge work. So now I have to get rid of the moon. I also kind of want to get rid of the drudge work, but that's less of an issue, I think. So I think I do play the hacktivist, and then I go for the moon.
Okay, and I will pop this moon. And I think you're dead.
Yeah, I probably am. I've
Oh
gone.
yeah, yeah, you are
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, 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 yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, 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 no. Turn 4
Kablammy.
kill.
All right,
Let's
turn 4. Decent. Okay, let's do that again. We can do that again.
do that one again.
Like I kind of feel like the Eternal side for the Crown of Service thing. I think it should be best of 3 because like on like you should like um. Oh no, I didn't select Eternal, and I can't change that now. That's all right. Let's remake.
The really funny thing about Eternal games, if they're between kind of like generally if they're between people who kind of know the format and kind of know their decks, they're very low in turn count, but the length of time is actually pretty like long because
Yeah, there's a lot to
your
think about,
clicks are
isn't there?
so valuable because you
Yeah,
could that game you only had 12 clicks.
yeah,
So what are you doing with them? Each one needs to be very, very impactful. So there's tons of decision making that you need to do, and it's really, really interesting, and it's funny because it's like you'd be 40 minutes into the round, and it's like, yeah, it's only turn 6.
yeah. I mean, that was like during that CI game. Every turn, I was like looking at my hand, going like, "Oh, what do I do
Yeah,
here?" Like,
I've got 15 options.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Okay, this we're not exactly off to the races here, but I think it's fine.
yeah. Augustus pointing out that maybe the prison decks, but I think like even like Eternal prison decks go like quite fast, right? Because if you're against IG, if they get set up, then you're pretty doomed. Ah, I lost a hacktivist immediately.
Oh, thank God.
That's a shame. Oh, there's even advanced assembly lines. Like what I really want to try and make is a Taya with advanced assembly lines, but I need like 2 weeks to put it together. So let's draw. Let's draw. Run the AAL.
Yeah, that is fine.
Player strike fund. God, that feels bad, doesn't it? Throw out one of those. Throw out one of those.
Okay.
This is exactly why for Eternal. Um, so zombies bringing up the fact that maybe it skews the whole team event thing a little bit because if you've got a really good Eternal player on your team, then you have a massive advantage, which is interesting because like potentially right, but because of that, it means that like maybe 70% of the teams are going to have Eternal players who don't play a lot of Eternal. So I think like actually it's going to level the field maybe a little bit more.
Feel as well that like it's like okay, the Eternal scene is I'm gonna res this and use it. And I think this is what I yeah. Um I think it's like Eternal isn't big enough for like okay, if you say take something like Magic the Gathering and you look at say Legacy or Vintage, which are their like non-rotating formats. Those formats were big enough, but were emphasis on the were big enough that you would have these dedicated Legacy and Vintage players, and who maybe they were still good Magic players, but they weren't they you play against them in their format of choice. They're much more capable than say playing Standard or Modern.
Yeah.
I don't think Eternal is big enough for that to really be a factor. Like a good Eternal player is just a good Netrunner player, if you get me. Like, there's obviously like there's a knowledge thing. Like people in Eternal will generally know the format, and that's why I've been kind of publishing these lists and trying to
Mm-hmm.
kind of talk about the format more, so people aren't caught out by whatever random combo from 5 years ago is a powerhouse in Eternal. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't think it is. I think there's probably about less than a dozen Eternal specialists in the world, and I would just consider them to be very good Netrunner players. Even if they were playing Standard, I think you'd be okay. I will install a one cost here. I will get a.
I feel like playing that gamble was incorrect. I needed to be able to run 3 cards here, and I'm not going to be able to.
I
Proper
think
mistake.
I want this.
God,
But I
moons
don't think you
into
want to run and
there.
trash an AAL.
Well, I have to run and trash that, right?
Like you kind of do because it is just instant fetcher Rashida
It's instant fetch a Rashida and install something else, and
and
like
install something.
just gotta go and get it. And then this 5 is gonna turn out to be a Rashida anyway, and then it's gonna be like sad times. How many DLRs in this deck? 2
Oh,
or
there should be
3?
three.
Yeah, fine. Rotage, I rarely play Eternal, but been practicing a lot of late. But having played with the cards back in Standard, I have at least not started from zero. Yeah, I think that might be a bit of my problem, is that because I came to Netrunner reasonably late, um, it's fine. You're too poor at the moment to do too much damage to me. Then there's a whole load of new cards for me to learn, like a whole load, which is like a little bit trickier because some of the sort of really powerful stuff that comes up is stuff that was from before my time. Um, okay. Like I feel like the first thing I'd do to this deck, to if I was tweaking it, would just be to stick in some hushes, and I
Yeah.
don't know what I'd cut for it, but um, I'd probably cut like a paperclip. And what's the black? Is the Black Orchestra for Horton? No. What?
Hortum, Enigma. Trying to is there anything else? Sometimes you might find a deck that plays Quandary. Sometimes, but yeah, it is mainly just to deal with the occasional code gate gear check.
Got you. Yeah, Sanguine coming in with Quandary also exists. I think I am trashing this. I think you're like kind of low enough on money that I'm all right doing that. Well, that was an unfortunate draw, and guess I should start putting some, like installing some cards at some point, right? uh, I think this. Jeff says, I do think it's interesting, but most Eternal decks are mostly 2017 era decks with almost no changes, which to me suggests the format has a lot of room for innovation. Yeah, I think that. I mean, that might be the thing, because I kind of really want to look at Eternal from a modern, like a more current standard. Like I want to work out if Arasana can be broken or something, which is probably not the case because
I I actually think Arasana might be. Now I've yet to figure out is it a case of it's just better in Haley.
mm,
But I kind of low key think that Arasana might be a very good diaper delivery machine in Eternal.
yeah, I mean it's a lot of click compression, isn't it? It's and
It is, yeah,
it's like in Eternal, I guess for your IDs, you're really looking at something that is giving like you're not looking for your standard type ID. You don't want a credit a turn. You need something way more kind of punchy than that. Um,
exactly.
Okay, so can I kill this Jeeves? What's it going to be behind? Hmm. Uh, World Tree Arasana. I definitely like the one thing I kind of want to build, but my word, is it like the most daunting thing in the world is Eternal World Tree Woo. But like, oh, I mean, in terms of like, excuse me, while I take my 20-minute turn, just working out what I'm going to install here is one hell
I
of
actually
hell of
got
a thing.
I was playing rewiring on JNet the other day because I saw somebody was playing Eternal and I was like, well, I'm going to take
Mm.
this opportunity while I can. And they played 104 card World Tree Woo, and they were able to soft lock my combo on turn two
Incredible.
because
That's
they were like
incredible.
World Tree install a like top hat or
Like a
something.
top hat and pull out a plascrete and
Get Plascrete for free, and then next turn they were like get Clot and then get Sackcon as well. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm just screwed.
I've lost this game immediately. That's
Yeah.
incredible. I guess I've kind of just got to force the issue here by doing this. Uh, this,
Okay.
this. I guess this is like a little bit risky. When I say a little bit, I mean incredibly risky. I don't want you to have a credit.
Okay. Do I want to pop? Oh, the question. Okay, I'm probably. Actually, I don't think I am popping this. Maybe I just
That's
let you.
that's interesting and terrifying at the same time.
Do I just let you get siphoned? Or do I just let myself get siphoned? I think I do. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, go on.
Wow. Okay. I have no idea what that means, but I'm worried. Um, so double high profile target is will do 8 damage right now.
Correct. You are saved by double steel skin if you have it.
Mm-hmm. It also costs exactly 2 credit, exactly 4 credits. Zombie bringing up a Titan could be rather broken, and like I feel like Titan was the other thing which I was kind of looking at, like maybe a kind of red level clearance Titan. Uh,
I have not explored Titan, and I don't think anybody has, but I like Titan is really unaffected by the points list.
yeah, because I'm trying to
As
think.
is Scorp, as is Scorpius.
Is it like I guess Scorpius playing a much slower game. Yeah, so I was your Sengrin's got it. So I was thinking like you've got slash and burn. Like you've got so much in faction nonsense now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you could be playing dedication ceremony, Rococo, slash and burn, audacity. You've spent no influence and no points on any of those things. Audacity's not a point,
Mm-hmm.
is it? Like no. So
Nope.
um you've got all that.
What?
That means that you can play like red level clearance, which means that you could play Malapert data vaults. You can play like you could even like do kind of stuff with Tucana if you wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
or you can just get like ridiculous kind of Rococos going, um, because you don't need to spend your influence on like biotics. Um,
Yeah, like you've got one is pointed, and it's literally nothing. Nothing like the Titan combo. None of it is pointed. Like Audacity's not pointed. Biotic, RLC, none of that is pointed. So you can
yeah.
basically you can play Titan with friends in high places to get back all of your combo pieces. You can play Spin Doctor and Jackson if you wanted maximum recursion. Um, yeah, you could. There is probably a very, very potent Titan deck out there, and I hope somebody builds it and brings it to Worlds because that would be sick.
Uh, Tricky to say whether I'm dead or not next turn.
You could be.
Could be, but I think I've just got to assume that I'm not. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to throw out this.
One hacktivist gone.
I also want to try and build Geist because I feel like Geist has just got a bunch of stuff now, but I just don't know what the win cons are for like a Geist style runner. I guess medium, like it's probably medium, right?
Is good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Then we can do.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay, right. Come on, Max. Give me. So, am I risking it for a biscuit here? And oh yes, I will gain 2. Thank you very much, Strike Fund. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
free value.
new cards. Spy Camps Haley. Yasenga was shouting out. Yeah, I like the idea. Uh, so here, if I gain
Spy
my
Camp
extra
Haley.
click,
Yeah, Geist. Geist got a slight buff in the last points list. We dropped Tech Trader from 2 points to 1. So
so I've still got quite a lot of clicks. Where are all my paparazzis? One, two. Okay, that's where two of them are. So it could go badly. Let's hit this. Oh dear. Okay, no, that's fine. Fine. We've still got plays here. Um, quite worried about like running any of your remotes that I don't know exactly what they are.
Totally
With some,
fine.
well, no, with something which I need to be a successful, because I just assume that pretty much everything that you're playing which isn't Jeeves is going to be like poppable.
That's and a very astute point. Yes.
So I think I go like this, probably just into server 10, or do I check archives? No, you'd have drudged back. I do need to get rid of this drudge work if I'm gonna win at any point. I don't know if this is the right thing to do now. Where are you? There you are. Get rid of that. Will tricky, but I think we do this now.
Okay.
Maybe that was incorrect. Kind of hard to say.
Okay. I think.
Zombie says at least no new expose shenanigans exist for the dreaded tap dancer. What's the tap dancer deck? Oh, is that the like GPI net taps? Ugh, ugh.
Yeah, GPI net tap. It's GPI net tap,
and
Zamba,
and
Amakua.
yeah, and all the ridiculousness. Um,
Yeah, this one
this
definitely
one
gets
you got,
popped.
yeah.
Um,
And we'll put down one of these, and then just
okay.
kind of. Okay, so I can throw out that. Think. Throw out that.
Let's go. Okay. I think I'm gonna spin back Moons and Marilyn. I'm gonna res this.
Boo. That's what I should have Katorga'd into. um,
Okay. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And then I think I
You want
do
Amalia? Oh, boo.
maybe.
That's my. How dare you double ice our HQ? How rude. Um, I mean, I think I'm just gaining clicks at this point, right? There's like very little. I'm already. Yeah, so I think I do play this. It's whether I start. I think I do this. I'm gonna run here.
Okay. Okay.
The last spin. Still have drudge work. You currently have enough money just to murder me.
Theoretically, but that paparazzi is a problem.
Mm-hmm. I think I run server 12 instead, in case.
It is not Malia.
We'll get rid of it. We'll do that. And then I draw a card because otherwise I'm going to lose my last two cards to Max. So let's see what I draw. Didn't want to draw that. Okay.
Can I use 4 tags? You have 2 Fall Guys. I'm not trashing that paparazzi anytime soon. What can I do? Oh, I am a dumbass. Okay, yeah, no.
You got it?
We're gonna do
Oh, okay.
this,
You do this to trash the two Costas for the Malia. Yeah.
and then get
That'll do it.
Malia.
That'll do it.
Okay, a problem. I knew. Okay. Um.
And I installed. I should have installed a second paparazzi. Have you not got it? Have you? Why am I not instantly dead here? Do you not have it?
I think Jeff is going to be really annoyed at me.
Oh my word!
Oh, I'm after. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Uh, cool. Okay. Well, okay, it's my last deja vu, so that's good. Um. So I run this.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, the hacktivist got it. That's
The
what Jeff's saying,
hacktivist
is it?
may or may not have gotten the kill.
Oh.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Okay, I have now read that card. So that's. So I need to run here. Then I can install this, and then I can hit this. Hit this.
Okay, what are my outs? Okay.
Activist is a good card, eh?
Activist is a pretty fucking good card.
Augustus
Okay.
Caesar did literally write in the chat, fun that you can stop the Malia enhanced combo with Hacktivist, just be skilled and hit the HPT. And that's exactly what I did.
It's even worse because you're about to see a card that I had 2 copies of in hand. I could have just done that and waited a turn.
Pretty
um,
gross.
I think I just need to try and whittle down. Okay, Okay, what have we got? Okay, 3 Deja Vu are gone. You're 1 Katorga down, 2 Katorga. Okay. Same old things. 1 same old thing, 2 same old thing. Okay, 1 same old thing left.
Nope. You've only put two same old things in here. I have
Okay.
I have zero recursion left. There's
Okay,
nothing
so
left in this deck.
I need to. So you do Fall Guy, then kill. So that's 4, 8, 12, 14. 14 credits and 3 clicks. How many paparazzis? One's dead. You have another paparazzi in hand. Balls. Okay. Okay, well, we're just gonna try it. We just gotta slog through it.
Yes, I will prevent that. Thank you. Did it work? Did it do it? Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay. So I gotta slog through it and hope you don't DLR
I
my
mean,
other
I've got a
HBTs.
good few DLR clicks here, right? Yes, I
You
will
got
bling into
5. Okay, I got 4 turns. Okay.
Yep.
I'll throw out this because it's useless.
That's what I like to hear. We'll install this now, and then we'll hit this
Yeah.
4 times. 10 cards left. 10 tags. It's all very nice and symmetrical. Um, I mean, there is just a chance that I like actually run the bin in case the wind's in there. No, because you're probably playing SSL. Whoops. Oh,
It's
thank
okay.
goodness.
All three are in
They're all in there. Yeah, we can trust ourselves. That would actually been really awkward. To give you a
I went because two of them got milled over in the same turn, and I was like, if he runs now, if he
yeah.
gets greedy, I think I can do it.
I just didn't want to like act like I was like I still am not 100% sure that there isn't like one other bit of tech that I don't know about in your deck, but I'm not gonna risk. I guess like I only needed to survive one more turn, but yeah, if you had a way of like going like uh who knows, maybe you're playing trust operation or something. I don't know, like
Yeah.
that would
Trust
be
up or all seeing eye would have been my only.
yeah.
Trust up is probably actually not that terrible of a tech card to include, but it does mess up with your mad paparazzi combo. But if they're already tagged to hell, then it actually works out pretty nicely. So
Yeah, because you can trust up and bring back Vimalia, or bring like in one turn, which is like potentially dealing with quite a lot.
yeah,
That's pretty. That was kind of fun, right? We had
that
fun.
was
That
good.
was
Yeah,
fun.
my early hands were like double paywall, double mad, and an enigma, and I'm like, okay, this is whoa.
Yeah, that sounds rough. Like this is like it is just good Netrunner. It is just like as in kind of you're just playing Netrunner at the end of the day. The decks just are doing different things. Like I don't
Yeah,
feel like this is completely out of out of like left field anymore, which is kind of interesting. So I I have potentially a runner. Uh, we are gonna I will flash it up um to chat, and they can tell me if they can work out what I can if I can cut. Jeff, give me 2 cards to cut from here, and I know it will be 2 of these, but this is what I want to play. Um, so this is my idea for a. Oh, okay, that's a good sign. So Jeff says he has a version of this deck as well, which means that I am not completely out of it. I'm unsure whether this is the right card, Jeff. I'll get your opinions on that. Interesting.
I'm very excited.
Interesting. I guess like maybe I was originally playing like 3 of these and 3 of the other ones, which are like this. So I just think this is potentially also good tech. I'm going to play it with them. Do I have EMU for it? Is it though? Is this like 14? All right. I'm gonna do what Jeff says, and then so pick any corp that you want,
Okay, cool.
and I'm gonna play a runner into it, which I'm gonna slightly tweak.
There is a runner that I have been, or there is a corp that I'm very interested from Saturday that I want to
Yeah,
try out.
let's do that, because then it's I'm not familiar with what happened on Saturday at all, so we're gonna play that, and we're gonna get rid of these, which means that I could play less of these now, but I think I still want it. I want it for this. Uh, yeah, I'm like Yeah, I think Jeff's basically got it here. I don't think we can. I don't think in this one, but like, there's certain infinite nonsense which I do want to explore. But I don't think there's infinite nonsense here. Whoops. Um, I cannot type for the life of me. Okay, Eternal. I think this is legal, right? This will tell me if it's legal, right?
It should.
Yeah. Oh yes, yes it is. Okay, good. Uh, okay. Right.
Okay.
Hmm. Interesting.
Okay. This hand
I think I
is.
probably mulligan this.
I think I'm gonna mulligan this as well. Okay, sure.
Uh, Theos has tried Stim Dealer Essa with DLR. Wondering how I can make that actually work. Stim Dealers are expensive, I think, from what I remember. I remember looking at Stim Dealer previously. Okay, seems solid. Probably a CVS, but who knows? Um, okay, all right, that's interesting. Yeah, this is probably far more interactive. Um,
Hmm. That's a good inject.
that's a that's a good inject. Yeah, here's some cards. Although I would have quite liked to maybe lose a program or two. Um, I think I want to play both these cards, but I also want to play this. Play this. Let's play
Oh
this.
yeah.
Draw a
Oh
card.
yeah.
Let's check R&D. Okay. Um, we'll draw once. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just install this, and I have to take a credit because I have a credit less than I thought I did. That's a shame. We'll check this out, and we'll throw out probably this at the moment.
Okay. Okay. So I think my turn will be a little bit dull. That's fine.
I think I'm already a bit poor, but that's probably okay. Hedge fund. I've heard it's a good card.
That's a
Um,
decent card. Gives you +4 hand size.
we can probably play this, right? Might want to get at least now. Let's just play that. We'll draw a card. Um, kind of tempted to check archives here. Let's draw once. We'll just have a little look. I don't really want to give you an SSL, but can't steal any of these, but that's fine. Icarus, there's a bloop in here. Oh no, brain damage. Core damage even. I wonder if there's space for keyhole shenanigans in Essa. Yeah, I would definitely consider it.
Let's see.
What is in her? Oh dear. Um, okay. So those Icawas are looking a little safer now. Let's inject because it's a good card. Hmm. Incredibly awkward. Oh, I do have a ghost tongue. And a hand size of not very much. Draw into a marrow or click click gamble? Click click gamble feels real bad when I'm throwing out 2 cards. Draw into a marrow. Install a marrow.
Good hit.
And then just, I think, gain a credit. Whoa, what am I throwing out here? It's probably one of these. Feels like a bad throw. No, it's definitely one of these and one of these. Is there any extra fancy solutions to hand size in Eternal beyond Marrow? Well, I was gonna play Origami, and Jeff has talked me out of it, so we'll see if that's the case. Origami can give you 14 hand size, I think. That's right, right? It's like ridiculous that if you get all 3 origamis down, I think it's 14 hand size because of the way they stack. You could play Beach Party. It's actually probably not that bad because you can also play whatever it is to stop you losing the click. Okay, we can do this, then we can gamble finally. I think we draw 1. That's a card. What did I lose? Ah, that's a shame.
I think I'm getting rid of cards from HQ.
Yeah, pancakes. We can play pancakes and beach party, but I guess that's like a fair amount of setup. We could just play like Obolus and tags. Okay, what do I have in the bin? Not much that's helpful yet. That's a bit of a shame. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Straw 1. Install this. And probably just take a credit. Throwing out one of these. Okay.
Okay, this. I'm gonna do this. Have. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna hit this button. That was a good button. That button really
That
paid
is
off.
it's a big old button, that one.
It's a smashing button.
Okay. So, where's my light the fire? If I install a light the fire here, I feel that you instantly res whatever this is. Yeah, there's a chance that I was 1 turn off like this being pretty sick, but I have a feeling that that's going to be one of a couple of cards. Let's just run it and find out. Let's see a Spin Doctor. Or Jackson, yeah. Also a good card.
We get back this, and this.
Makes sense. Okay. That's a shame. That's a real shame. I think I had a pretty sick turn. Potentially. Okay. Let's smash this button. Boo! I didn't want to lose that.
Another good button. I think I'm going to get rid of stuff from hand this time.
That's a real shame. It's the one card I'd have really liked to keep. Let's hit this. Okay, yeah. This is potentially scary if you're playing exactly Ashigaru. Do I hit this? Maybe. 2 ice and HQ feels sketchy. I think probably just putting down another one of these is fine.
Okay.
Taking a credit? 16. You've got like a lot of cards in hand and 16 credits. I feel like I'm probably dead pretty soon.
Not quite.
Some or why aren't I playing Clot actually? I've got 2 clone chips and I'm really could be playing a Clot.
I'm gonna draw again. I'm gonna put this here.
Ooh. We'll choose. We're gonna check we're gonna choose archives here. Or are we gonna try and run HQ? There's a lot of ice. What's going on with all this ice?
This is the most ice that's ever been installed in an Eternal game ever.
It's interesting. I think I'd probably want to poke archives more than anything else. So let's go archives. A couple of things that I might die to here. Haven't seen much influence, which is terrifying. I've also seen vanilla and bloop, which are both wild. That can fire.
Okay.
Yes, please. I will draw 2 cards.
Not good. You've DDoS. What are you doing? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there was a turn just before you installed the Jackson where I could have installed DDoS and run archives and definitely sniped at least 2 Ikawas.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been good. And you found that was the turn you found the Jackson.
Hello, Jackson. Coming in clutch.
Am I continuing here? I don't think so. Yeah, Yasenga's been playing Breakerless DDoS Bankar, which just feels like I think that's all you kind of need. Let's jack out here. Are you going to score anything? Hard to say. Haven't done any haven't done any core this turn, but I think I'm running out of score. I'm going to put down one.
Okay. Where is? Okay. I think.
So next turn, I think I'm playing this. What am I bringing back? Mm-hmm. I should probably be on. I should be on like rumor mill, shouldn't I? I don't have any currents in here. I should definitely be on something. I guess I haven't
That
got
is
any.
good to know.
I have. I mean, I maybe I am. Let's choose HQ. you. Yeah, I feel like I should. I feel like Rumor Mill is probably. Thing is, I'd have to drop some Eternal points somewhere, but would definitely be worth playing. Um,
And
I might have screwed up by letting you res this external gatekeeper. I don't have that in the deck, zombie. That would be a great shout. That would be fun. Zombie asking if I have Hades Shard. I'll tell you right now, I don't have Hades Shard. Um,
oh, Hades Shard would be gas.
yeah.
That would be gas.
I also do just so that I can get it off once. Uh, I want to play a game with Hades Shard and Zaya.
Ooh.
I think I play this mainly because I want to get stuff in the bin. Not those things though. I really thought I'd be able to be running more to get these sodding crowdfundings back, but that has not transpired. um, so I guess it's like what the injects. Let's get back the clone ship and injects, and then we'll take a credit. Hades Shard Obolus Zaya. Now we're talking. Yeah, yeah, that's got to be fun. Like you draw your whole deck, right? Yeah, Anarchy, you're being called out for playing Ice after telling everyone that Ice was not a thing in Eternal. So
I know. I know.
I was like, this will be fine. I'm only ever going to need to deal with like one piece of ice on a server. Um, what a lie! What a lie that is. Okay, you now have like most of your deck in hand, which is really scary because it means that you know exactly where you can sabotage from, which is a big problem.
Yes. I can Sabo with perfect information.
Yeah. Um. Fine. So let's go. I think we're gonna call. Are we gonna call HQ here? Mm, yeah. So first click will inject, finding yes. Okay, right. That's something. That is something. I am quite poor. Could be an issue. Could be an issue. Don't think Shishka is gonna cut it right now, unfortunately. Um,
Bit of a dead draw.
I don't have the one breaker that I really want in the bin. In the bin, that's a shame. Called HQ. Hmm. Probably should have actually called archives here. Let's just go HQ then. Hey, do you remember this card? This is a good card. Look at this.
This is a decent card.
Salvaged Vandis Armory is not legal. It is one of the incredibly few completely banned cards. Um, gosh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit a blue. Actually, I'm fine with. And no, I'm not fine with hitting a blue because I've just taken a core. That's a that is a shame. It's a Vovo. Wild. Do I want to install a Black Orchestra for stim hack value just so that you can trash it with a bloop? Interesting. Do I care about the damage? Yeah. just wonder whether I want to get like the stim hack value here. I think so. It's like definitely going to be a blue, right? So that could just fire.
Okay.
Okay, this is 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 20 cards in hand?
20 cards in hand, yes.
Ridiculous. I can get rid of half of them.
Okay. This is good.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, at this point, am I popping these now? That's a real tricky question. So ideally, I'd want to pop them on a run into archives. But does it make a difference? It only makes a difference if you res a bloop on my way into archives, because then it's one extra counter. Hmm. Let's clean the hand up a little bit. See a card from hand. Okay, that's fine. We'll do. Oh yes. Oh right. Yeah. I forgot this wasn't a simul chip. How much
Oh.
does Paris be? That's fine. I've got some money.
Okay.
We'll draw a card. Oh wow, it's at the end, isn't it? So the sabotage happens now. Okay. So I should have
Mm,
kept it. Right, so I should have kept the clan vengeances. I thought I'd already got the stim hack damage onto the clan vengeances, but I had not. Ooh, I do not have enough clicks to steal multiple Ikawas. That's awkward.
okay. Okay.
So I have to go now if I'm going to steal at least one Ikawa. Um, fine. Wait, I don't have any clicks left. Well, that's fine. There's no Ikawas in here.
There's no
Uh,
echoes.
Discard down to 2 cards. Sure. Am I going to get punitive? Let's draw a card, just in case. It's not going to help me, because
Okay. Okay.
might have
Okay.
forgotten to click the Clan Vengeance on the way in. That's okay.
One more Jackson, so we're not screwed yet. But
Not yet. So I think I'm going R&D here to try and kill Jackson. Uh, I think I draw some cards first. Did I? Did I keep? Did I keep it in here? Nope. What a dumbass. Um, but I can now potentially Chichisca you.
you could.
I could. You have 14 cards in hand. I can get through here. I can just let the wave fire. That's fine. The echo. If I can find a clone chip, is dead in many ways. Hmm. cut the finality though, didn't I? Not the great, not the greatest. Right, let's see what options I have. See, I think I just kind of need the money, which is a bit bad. Well, maybe I don't. Hmm. One's out, so one's there. Let's go R&D.
I can do this anyway. I'm not going to use it.
You can just have the money. Are you get a big deal out? No. Well, maybe.
Like a big deal out like a mandatory upgrades. Oh no, you can't even do that. Oh, that's.
Could you do it with? You could like with like a wage workers and an RLC or something. Ooh, I guess I steal that. You're on a very non-scoring agenda suite, actually, so I assume there is something ridiculous coming.
That's not
So if,
necessarily true. Um,
hmm. Or do I just let you draw it? It's like a really bad draw. Ah, that's kind of tricky. Um, see you later, Jeff. Steal it just to thin out R&D. Yeah. Well, yes, but there's also one Jackson that's left. We know, and I'm pretty sure it's still in here. So, uh, this is hard. So if I steal it and I go back, I could still trash it. How much is Jackson to trash? 3 credits.
is 3. Don't hit Jackson.
Hit the
I
Jackson.
beg.
Hit
I
the
beg.
Jackson. Hit the Jackson. It was not.
Okay.
It was not a Jackson. Oh man, what do I discard here? Um,
Did we eke it out? We
I think I have
haven't
to keep
really.
this. Did I make 3 runs? Oh no, I didn't make 3 runs because of the Ikoa. That's annoying. That's a real shame. Right, we probably get rid of this. Oh, but it's quite good if I think we get rid of this and this.
Okay. I'm probably losing this game, but I'm going to do this anyway
Okay.
because it's funny. So we start with a shipment from Miramore.
Okay, that's always a good start to any turn.
Installing in here.
Uh-huh.
Installing in here.
Uh-huh.
Installing in here.
Uh-huh.
And then we do this. And then we do this. And then we res Zurat City Grid.
Uh-huh.
We res Vovo.
Uh-huh.
We're going to use Surat City Grid to res a Cyber Sand Harvester, which we're then going to use to res Bloop. We're going to de-res
Right.
Echo.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
going to
is this
use
infinite? This is infinite,
we're
isn't
going to
it?
use Surat
Oh my
to then
gosh.
res Bloop, de-res Bloop.
That's hilarious.
And then we're gonna do uh echo. We're gonna do this,
So this is
this.
not quite infinite, right? Because it costs you one. Does it cost you one credit a turn?
No,
No, because
because
of the
Vovo and
Vovo and
Surat gives
Surat.
a 4 credit discount.
This is absolutely hilarious.
So we can shortcut this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do this
How many credits do
over
you
and
want?
over and over again
Yeah.
until I have
I mean, you can now big deal out as many things as you want. Um, that
so
is,
my echo has like
I love Janet's
these
completely broken. It can only go to like 1,000. It's like
yeah.
no.
So the echoes I'm just gonna put
Oh right, because the echoes are. That's
are
fine.
constantly deresing and resing.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put um counter type is power
I mean,
100.
I kept the clone chip, so they're either being trashed or they're being hushed. One or the other. So.
But both are
uh,
bad. Both
oh
are
yeah, yeah.
bad.
Now, if you
Uh,
had, what could you put on it to stop? No, you couldn't stop Hush for either of them. Um, that is absolutely brilliant.
Now
Fantastic work.
we're not. Things aren't gonna work out yet because we need Jackson.
Yeah, I'm gonna find Jack first. Um, we don't want to take damage. I definitely don't want to bank our archives and take 100 net damage.
What? Go on, just
uh, uh,
why not?
right. So I think we just do no server. Seems fine. So first thing is we run R&D and check the top of it.
Sure.
No, thank you. That can fire. Oh dear.
Oh, rip.
And
Um,
then can I get credit? Credit? Oh, I can't quite get in this turn though. So I mean, you have a million credits, but I still can't actually win this turn. Um, I think I just have to take 3 credits. No, no, I would be way better just running back R&D 3 times, like to get my crowdfundings.
yeah,
Also potentially winning, because that is also an option here. I can't win there. We'll go back though, and then we'll take a credit, install crowdfundings.
yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, that Jackson was
yeah,
very needed for me to win this game
I imagine so.
because what I
Oh
do
my
once I
word,
have
there's a sandbag in here.
yeah, you
I've
get
only just
Sandberg,
noticed this. This
you
is
get Sandberg,
hilarious.
and then all your ice gains like plus 500 strength,
Fucking
and
hell.
and you just score behind a vanilla.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. I love it. Um, who made this deck? Who brought this one on
this
the weekend?
this is it is on JNet at the minute. I think it's on the front page at the minute, like on the sidebar. It's called Unlimited Power, and it's from Wowarlock.
Oh right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it's absolutely inspired.
Yeah,
Um,
love this.
it's the kind of deck that just dies to the right kind of tech, but it's the right kind of tech that nobody is playing at the minute. And yeah, it's a genius list. I love it.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, like if you're, I guess like you potentially still have a problem with vanilla, but like the echoes are actually like not a problem for me at all.
Yeah, it's once you get Sandberg, you're okay because the runner can just never break your ice. Bankar is a card that is very good at dealing with it, but you need to get like multi sub, so your echoes, your big echoes, become very very useful there. But yeah, it's your Clan Vengeance pop was
Yeah.
like the perfect time because the next turn I was going to combo out with a click to spare.
Whoa, ridiculous. Zombie coming in with dies to Noble Path Bankar. I mean, if you're
Yep.
playing Noble Path Bankar, that is absolutely sick. I'm totally up for that. Yeah, I mean, this turn is like, I don't know what I do this turn, but I probably just like slam this Clan Vengeance, put down a clone chip, run archives, trash the ice. Um,
Yep.
like maybe I shifted to Shishkaring you because I probably can now. I think like I can get rid of uh the wave, and like I only need to hit like two Shishkas and you have no deck left. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely like Essa. There's definitely an Essa deck out there,
Oh, totally. Yeah.
which is going to be pretty sick. Um,
Yeah, I think this kind of goes back to kind of Jeff's point. Is that the format is a lot of just like older decks that have been adapted with modern cards. There hasn't been a ton of innovation, and I
mm,
think there's a ton of room. Like I think Essa with Clan Vengeance just sounds absolutely disgusting.
yeah,
Um, Essa with Clan Vengeance, and then also you have Levy as well, so you can levy back your whole deck and do it all over again.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I was considering Levy. I ended up being like, well, I ended up playing crowdfunding because I thought I'd be able to run a lot. Turned out not to be true in this game, but maybe if I'd have just realised that you were playing a wave on R&D, then it would have been a bit different. Um, but yeah, but that could also be like Levy. I kind of wanna like there's potential for doing bigger hand size. Like I definitely want to
mhm.
experiment with origami because I think that that's like a pretty nutty amount of potential. Or like maybe it's like beach, maybe it's beach party or
Oh yeah,
whatever. Or
Beach Party's good.
yeah,
I don't think Beach
it's
Party's unique, so you can place three and you can have like a
yeah.
hand size of like 20 or something.
Yeah, you. I mean, you have like one click a turn, but like then, well, maybe
Yeah.
you just play you play thingy, don't you? You play the shaper hardware, and then you get your click back. You play a pancakes, you get another click back. Done.
Oh
Like
yeah, we're
you're sort
cooking. We're cooking.
there we're going. Although I've just realised that like I'm playing Beach Party to get extra hand size to do two core damage to reduce my hand size to get the claim back, which is like the most jumping through hoops thing I can think of. But yeah, you know, you get an ESSA trigger, so it's worth it, right?
It's totally
uh,
worth it. You get the sabotage too.
yeah, and until they like just all seeing eye your beach days, and you're like, oh, I've got a hand size of -4. um, problematic, but yeah. Well, I think I kind of wanted to play more of these decks, but it's like way later than I thought. Yeah, you're right. Eternal games like they might not be many rounds, but like it's so there's so much to kind of there's so much more to think about in each of the turns that it's actually kind of interesting. It's more interesting than I thought it would be in terms of a like this game lasted 4 rounds, but it's like but it was 4 really intense rounds where every single like click mattered to the absolute most.
Yeah, and I think you hear Eternal, and I think older versions of Eternal before the points list were a lot more volatile, and there was a lot more like you had CI with accelerated diagnostics, so it could do like full 7 point combos from hand and stuff. And I think there's definitely an element of that. That you're definitely doing like messed up Netrunner, right?
Mm.
Like you are doing like you're gaining infinite money, or you're killing on turn four, or like you're playing diaper and you gain like a million clicks and keyhole them to death. Like you're doing all of this very very powerful Netrunner, but I think it's not total blowout. It's kind of reined in power, and I think it's at a pretty healthy point where, like, okay, this deck when it gets going makes a million money and has a big sandberg, but you're not, there's Polyp, you have Light the Fire, you've Pinhole, you've got Bankar and Parasite and Cipher, and so it's, I don't know. I think both sides have a lot of power to them, and I
Yeah.
think it's not just who can get their combo first. There's a lot more nuance to it, and it's like, when do I play my power cards? What do I have to play around? What are my different lines here? Because as you broaden the card pool, the different lines, the different cards that you have to worry about, all, and especially when you've only got potentially 8 to 12 clicks in a game, every decision you make is really, really important. So I think it's I think people should give it a try. I think people should give it a go once and see if it's for them. A third of the people at Worlds are going to have to play at least 5 or so rounds of it. So hopefully we'll get some converts there
Yeah.
to the cause.
I think this, like, I had I expected tonight to be pretty fun, but I've actually had a lot more fun than I thought I was going to have playing these decks. So
I'm glad.
um
I'm glad to hear.
I yeah, I think it would be worth sticking your toe in and just giving it a try, and maybe with, like, maybe you try it with someone on GLC who's interested, or a mate who's interested. If you're sort of don't want to be sort of blown out by someone plays um, who plays Eternal regularly, but maybe that's the best way. Like, I've always found, like, I quite enjoy losing at Netrunner, but particularly when I'm losing in ways which I didn't ever imagine happening. Like, uh, you don't expect to lose to a 1,000 strength vanilla, but it can
Yeah,
happen, and you're like, that's a fun. For me, that's just as fun as winning. Is like, I lost, but I lost in a most ridiculous way, or like just a combo which I'd never even considered before. So, um, Augustus is saying to hit him up anytime, and is happy to talk you through things. So I think I'd highly recommend that. He's a good player, and very fun to play against. Obviously, Anarcho, I'm sure you would happily sort of walk some people through Eternal games if they want to at some point.
yeah, definitely. I'm happy to contact me on NRGB or hit me up on Discord even. The Eternal channel, GLC has a channel for Eternal. There's also the Eternal League, which I mentioned earlier, but it's a great, I really can't stress enough just how fun that league is. And it's very casual. People aren't bringing super tuned, meta stuff. People are bringing the stuff that they think is fun. And Yeah, definitely worth them. If you want to try the format out and kind of dip your toe in and see if it's for you, I'd hit up GLC, and I'm sure everyone in the league and in the Eternal channel will be happy to light the way and uh, and show people the fun of Eternal.
Nice. Well, I think we're gonna call it for tonight. Anarcho, anything to shout out? You've I guess Irish Nationals, maybe? You got a date for that?
Yeah, Irish Nationals is in a little under 2 weeks. It is the 9th of September. If you're interested in coming along, please do. Flights to Dublin are inexpensive. It's a nice day trip destination. But yeah, come along to Irish Nats if you're around that weekend. We're a week after Intercontinentals, so I'm sure there'll be very interesting meta developments. And Yeah, it would be great to see folks. We have a couple folks traveling over. I think Augustus Caesar, he's popping over. So yeah, come on over and play Irish Nats.
I haven't worked out if I need to check the calendar, but I had a great time when I came across before. If there's any chance that I can sneak away for a weekend, then I will try. But yeah, I'll have to see, because we'd be just at the point of Poppy starting school, which is like quite a hectic
Oh yeah.
time as it is. But yeah, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I think that was quite a laugh, and I'm probably going to go back and watch over some of these games now, and yeah, have a bit of a giggle at them. I'm sure. Anarcho, thanks again for joining me. That
Thanks for
was
having me.
that was great, and I will see you soon or at Worlds, if not that soon. That kind of made
Yeah.
sense. Awesome stuff. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Catch you all next week. Ciao.